My story is not as nice. I was a waitress for 10 years. Yeah, it's great. It's an accomplishment that I didn't stab anybody with a fork. But I got really, really, really depressed about doing that. I mean, I have a college education, I'm a driven person, I do stand-up comedy. So what kept happening after I was leaving my job is that I live kind of like at the base of the hills in West Hollywood. So at the end of every shift, obviously I drank, and then I would find like the most deserted road, and then I would just chain smoke cigarettes and cry hysterically. And then find the driveway of a mansion that I wanted, and I would lay in it. Just like, where is my life going? It's terrible. And I was like, I can't keep fucking doing this because cigarettes are expensive. So I was like, fuck it, I'm fucking quitting. I had booked this commercial, and I shot it, and they never told me how much I was gonna get paid. So originally I got a check for like $600, and I was like, that's cool, like that's whatever. And then I got a check for like $5,000, and I was like, great, fuck this job, I'm quitting. I'm not doing this anymore. I'd worked at Hooters during college, for like 5 years. Like that means I worked there after college. That's what that means. And I was just like, this is fucking bullshit. I worked in Hollywood, on Hollywood Boulevard. I had been almost punched by a homeless person at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. A guy had come into the bar, obviously on drugs, and whatever drug he was on, he was very angry, and he was like, he seemed like kind of normal. Like, this is the problem about LA, is that so many people look homeless, you can't discriminate against them because they might just like be cool. You know what I mean? So you can't be like, oh no, sir, like you're in the wrong place, because they might be like a prolific writer or something, you know? So he came in and he sat at the bar and he was being normal, and then he just like went crazy, and he told me he was gonna kill me, and that he was gonna murder me, and I was like, yeah, this is enough of that. So I quit, and I was like, cool, I know I have enough money to last until February, so I quit in October. And I was very happy. I am on antidepressants because I'm a comedian, but whoa, not waitressing was better than Lexapro. So I was really happy, and doing comedy and really focusing on that. And February came around, and I was like, not having a job is pretty dope. You know what I mean? Like, why would I want to get one? That just seems dumb. So I just kind of started really using all my money until I had none. Has that ever happened to you? You just don't have any more money? That's never happened to me before. I came from a pretty nice family. My mom worked at the Pentagon for 40 years. My parents paid for college. And then my mom did this ancestry test where we found out that she's 60% Irish, which explains my drinking problem, but then it was like I was a wealthy black girl, and then I was all of a sudden a very poor white woman. And I was like, that's not how this is supposed to happen. So I got food stamps, and I was like eating better than I ever had, juices on juices on juices from Trader Joe's, and aloe vera juice because it takes care of your insides. So, just shit was running out, and I was like, dude, I don't want to get a real job. This is bullshit. So I was reading this article online about FinDom, which is financial domination, and basically it's a form of domination, kind of like BDSM or something like that, but instead of like whips and chains, basically you just control a man's wallet. So you're like, you're a piece of shit. You gotta give me this much money, and so I had to really try to learn how to do that and like call people pigs. And so you make an Instagram account, and there's like a whole website you like register with. So I did that, and what kept happening was like dudes would tell me to like say weird shit to them. Like I got a dude to like lick a shoe and like send me a picture of it. And then like one guy was like kneeling down, like you're my goddess and like I worship you. But there was no money. Like they would never fucking pay you. And I was like, this is bullshit, dude. Fucking gave some good orders. So I was like, fuck that, man. So I'd heard about selling your underwear, and I was like, I have a lot of underwear, and I need new underwear. This sounds like a great plan, because honestly, like, when I hit it big, like, I'm buying so much underwear. You know, like, you know when you just have, like, shitty underwear, and you're like, that's just an extra expense. Like, I'm buying so many underwear and socks when I'm rich, like, I can't even explain to you. I'm so excited about it. So I was like, this is great because I'll make a bunch of money from selling my underwear and then I can buy new underwear. It's going to be amazing. So I paid like $20 to join this site called like Panty Deals or something like that. And you're supposed to post like pictures of your underwear. And like what they like is that if they're like really, like you've been like, you went hiking in them or you went to the gym or something, like sweating in them. Or like you masturbated in them or something like that. And I didn't think that mine looked like enough stuff had happened, so I spit in a pair. So I had paid $20 and I was like, it's fine, this is gonna pay itself off so quickly, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Like I bought plastic bags to put my underwear in to save them. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make so much money, and then like, nobody fucking bought them, which makes me feel bad as a woman because there were people selling them for like $75 and it was like $40, dude, this is a deal. Nobody wanted them. So I was like, well, what the fuck is a last resort? And you know, like I've always, you know, you're a comedian, we hang a lot of dudes, and every dude I talk to is just like, if I were a chick, I would webcam or I'd be a stripper right away. You know, like every dude thinks that's like the way to go. But if you actually have a pussy, you're like, no. Like, I have standards and morals and shit. But I knew this girl who was a comedian who was really classy looking, and she was a stripper, and she writes for Playboy now, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll be like Casey, like this is gonna be good. So, but I told her like I couldn't dance, so yes, I am black, but stereotypes are not always right. I did take ballet. I did do point and stuff like that, classical dance, but I can't like twerk. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, you're gonna have to put in a good word for me because I can't dance. So I go to the audition and she'd put in a good word for me, and I kind of just did like a lot of body rolls. You know what I mean? It was just like a lot of like, but the thing for me about stripping is just I was like, it might be cool one week, but then like one day I'll have pizza and then I'm like, this is not good. Like nobody wants to see this. Like it's just a fluctuation that was too much. But they were like, okay, cool. Like you're good. You can come in for your first night. So I got really drunk because why would you not? And I thought it was gonna be like lap dances and blah, 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 blah. And the first like customer that I had, he called me over and I like looked in his eyes and I was like, as a comedian, we're supposed to observe things. We see people for who they really are. And he had so much sadness in his eyes. I was like, are you okay? And like, I guess he like saw the genuineness of what I was saying. So he was like, well, you know, and he just like started divulging about like his wife and it wasn't going well. And, you know, he's like ashamed to be at a strip club, but like he didn't know where else to go. So we ended up talking for like 3 hours and he gave me like $700. So I was like, this is dope. Like, why would I not do this? But then I went back, I had a shift like a few days later and they just wanted to see my tits. So I was like, oh yeah, this is not what I want. I just wanted to do the talking thing. You know, like I was like, are you okay? And they were like, yeah, bitch, show me your like, you know what? I was like, word, we are at a strip club. All right, cool. I'll do that. I got it. And then I was just like, fuck this shit. Like, I would be a garbage man because you get up in the morning, you're done by like noon or whatever. They make a lot of money, but like I would never want to be a masseuse because if I get a person with a hairy back, that's a nightmare, you know? And you can't control who's coming into a strip club, and they're usually not the best people. They have hairy chests. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of body hair and a lot of like you're close and you can smell people's breath in your face. You know when somebody's like too close to you and you're like, no, please go away. So that's where my dreams of being a stripper died, and I got a regular job just doing social media management. Thank you. Yeah, use that college education. Thanks, guys.
Courtney Banks, ladies and gentlemen.